Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is an update for the Project Level Up Project Pan. This was started by Sophie Alexandra, who I will link in the description box. It is a really fun way to get used on eyeshadow palettes. And so I've been doing it a little bit differently than how she created it, and I'm actually going to change up how I do it again. So I have completed level 5. I'm going to show you the 4 palettes that I had at level 5. And then I'm going to restart at level 1. You can keep going and going, but I'm going to restart at level 1. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe for more. I love project panning. I've been on a no-buy. I love to shop my stash because that's what pretty much I've done all year. Also, it is Geekmas daily videos through Christmas Day. If you have not been watching the videos, check them out. Check on my community tab because I've been posting the videos there. Daily videos from Thanksgiving until Christmas Day. Some of the videos are on my second fashion channel, but most of the videos are on this channel. So let's get into it. So how Sophie created this project is that, for example, level 1, you have one eyeshadow that you hit pan on, and then you use every eyeshadow on the palette one time. Level 2, hit 2 pans, use every shadow twice, etc. How I've been doing it is every eyeshadow, use it 1 time, 2 times, whatever, but instead of hitting pan, I am picking, for example, for level 1, I picked 1 eyeshadow to use that one 10 times, and for level 5, I picked 5 eyeshadows to use those 10 times. And I'll tell you the difference that I'm going to make for the next round is that I'm going to stick with using every eyeshadow X many times, but instead of picking 1 eyeshadow and trying to use that one 10 times, I'm just going to say use the whole palette 10 times. So that could mean I could use like 3 shades for a look or 4 shades, and that counts. So I'm going to do that instead of just the 1 eyeshadow because I've just determined that sticking with like those 1 eyeshadow, I don't know, I just get tired of that eyeshadow and then I keep using it in the same way. So that's what I'm going to do. But let me show you. I completed level 5. So, and I had all Pat McGrath palettes for level 5. And there's going to be a theme for going back to level 1. Anyway, this is Mothership 2 Sublime. So I had to use every eyeshadow 5 times. And I have to tell you, these are like so tightly packed and so pigmented. Like it doesn't even look like I've used these palettes. It's crazy, but I have. So I've used every eyeshadow 5 times. And then I had to pick 5 shades to use each one 10 times. So I did pick this one. I used that on the inner corner a lot. I feel like you can maybe see a dip in that one. I also picked this one here, which is a beautiful duochrome. And then I picked this very beautiful dark brown. I often used that on the outer corner or the lower lash line. I also picked the black, used that in the same way. And then this shade, this was the 5th one that I used 10 times. And this one I often used on the inner corner as well. Often I would mix it with this one. And yeah, so those were, so this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. Those are the ones that I picked to use 10 times each for level 5, and I completed it. So that's awesome. But again, it looks like I barely used it. It's crazy. And by the way, a project I have not been updating, but I want to get back into doing is the Project 100 Uses. I had this palette in Project 100 Uses years ago. So before putting this in this project, I had already used this 100 times, which is insane. I know. And you're probably not believing me, but it's true. Okay, the next palette is Mothership 5 Bronze Seduction. This is the one that I am wearing today. And so let me tell you the shades that, obviously I used every shade 5 times, and then the 5 shades that I picked to use 10 times. This one here, also inner corner. This one, love this one for the outer corner, beautiful plummy shade. This warm brown, this darker warm brown, and then this beautiful sparkly shade here. This one is so pretty, absolutely beautiful. I am wearing the red shade today, and also I'm wearing that one here. But yeah, Mothership 5. Got my use on that one. All right, the third palette that I had in level 5 is Divine Rose. And so this one, let me tell you the shades that I picked to use 5 times. It's going to be a theme. This is why I'm changing, because you're going to see I'm picking the same type of shades to use 10 times each. And I'd rather just say, okay, I can just do any look I want with this palette. and that counts as one of the 10 uses. So that's why I'm changing this, because you're going to see it's going to be like all the same shades. This one here, sparkly, love them for inner corner. Also this one, love for inner corner. And then surprise, surprise, the dark brown, and then this mauve shade. See, this is why I need to change this project, because, and it's going to be the same exact thing in the last palette. So the last palette is Moonlit Seduction. And so here it is. You're not going to be surprised. The ones that I picked to use 10 times, this one, this one, this one here, this dark brown, and then this kind of matte mauve shade. I did use this one, obviously, a lot. This one I've probably used more than 5 times. This is my favorite shade in the palette. I really like it, but I didn't pick that one to use 10 times. This one's beautiful. This might be one of my favorite Pat McGrath palettes. So I love my Pat McGrath palettes. I'm really happy that I got good use on them in level 5. So level 5 is complete. Yay, exciting. So now I'm going to go back to level 1 and let me show you those palettes that I've picked. So level 5's theme was obviously my Pat McGrath palettes. And going back to level 1, it's Z palettes / magnetic palettes. And so for level 1, what I want to do is I have to use every shade in each palette once, which is going to take a while because there's a lot of shadows in here. And then I have to use each palette some way, shape, or form 10 times. So that could mean anything. So let me show you this palette. This one is my Makeup Geek palette. And so almost all of these, except these here, which are from a Menagerie Cosmetics palette. I don't even remember what it's called. That was a long time ago, but they were magnetic. So I just popped them out and put them into here. So they will count also, but all the rest of these and that one right there are Makeup Geek shadows. So I'll have to use every shade once and then any other 10 uses I can get on this palette. So anything will count, really. So if I do a look, let's say I want to do a look with like this whole row, that counts as one use. If I want to just use just this one on the inner corner, that counts as one of the 10 times. So I have more freedom, and I think that's going to be good for me, because I just noticed that when it came to picking a shadow, using it 10 times, as you saw in all the Pat McGrath palettes, it was like the dark mattes for the lower lash line and then the shimmery shades for the inner corner. So I want more variety. All right, next up is this one, which this is mostly ColourPop depotted palettes from a long time ago. And so as you can see, I actually have pan on 2 of these shades. So these palettes, this is the Dream Street palette. Then this is the Zodiac palette. And then there's 2 other palettes in here, like parts of them. And I cannot remember what they're called because they're old. These are from a long time ago, but I still like these shadows. I still use them. I actually did use a little bit of this one in my crease today to help blend out the Pat McGrath palette. And so, yeah, the only 3, I've got these 3 here that are not ColourPop. This one is Divina Cosmetics in Solar, a pretty red shimmer. This is, oh, this is from the Shop Missy website. This is a matte peach called Vintage. And then what is the last one? Oh, this is also a Shop Missy dark warm brown called Element. So anything goes. I have to use every shadow at least once, and then any other 10 uses, however I want to do it. And so that's my plan. Okay, the next one is this beauty. This is like my all neutral single shadow palette. I love this palette. So this is mostly Coastal Scents, which I had these Coastal Scents shadows for like 10 years, but I still use them. They're still good. And then this I'm pretty sure I can't get it out. Yeah, this is a Makeup Geek shadow when they had round pans. That's in the Spotlight. And then a bunch of these on the bottom row, other than this one, are Sydney Grace shadows. So this beautiful purple, ooh, I'm afraid I'm gonna like make a giant mess here. Let me show you the green, that one I can get out. Yeah, this one is called Eye Candy. Look at that. Ooh, that is eye candy. So anyway, that is my neutral palette. Coastal Scents here, Divina, and that one is Makeup Geek. And then the last palette, what do we have here? Okay, so these larger square pans are Inglot. These here are, oh my gosh, what is it? What is it called? Oh my, I don't remember. Hold on. Yeah, these are Cleona shadows. It's been a long time since I've used those. These are multi-chromes. This is an Anastasia single shadow in pink champagne. That's old. Anybody remember that? And then these 5 larger pans, I'm pretty sure, I want to say they're Give Me Glow Cosmetics. Yes, Give Me Glow. This one is called Rich Chocolate. So this palette, as you can see, I have not used this one in quite a while. But yeah, that's the plan. So that's kind of how I'm redoing this project for myself. Again, check out Sophie who created this project. And it's fun and it is a good way to get use out of eyeshadow palettes. I did a lot of reorganizing recently and I found like these shoved in the back of a drawer and I was like, I really like these shadows. Like they're really good. Like Coastal Scents, Sydney Grace, Inglot, like these are really good eyeshadows. So I'm very, very excited. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe for more. And also check out Geek Miss. It is happening. Daily videos through Christmas Day. Check it out. Community tab. They should all be posted there. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.